Hey Nitwit Nation, Joe and Dom here, coming at you with another video. A verdict has been reached in the Microsoft versus FTC trial. The court finds the FTC has not shown a likelihood it will prevail on its claim this particular vertical merger and the specific industry may substantially lessen competition. Dom, what did Phil have to say?
Well, Phil Spencer went to Twitter to simply say, "We're grateful to the court for swiftly deciding in our favor. The evidence showed the Activision Blizzard deal is good for the industry, and the FTC's claims about console switching, multi-game subscription services, and cloud don't reflect the realities of the gaming market. Since we first announced this deal, our commitment to bringing more games to more people on more devices has only grown. We've signed multiple agreements to make Activision Blizzard games, Xbox first-party games, and Game Pass all available to more players than they are today. We know that the players around the world have been watching this case closely, and I'm proud of our efforts to expand player access, the choice throughout this journey." End.
Boom! That was Phil Spencer dropping the mic. All right.
I mean, it's a great way to end it too, just saying end.
End.
The news isn't over.
END. All right, Don, what are your thoughts on this? Now, do you think this is going to be better for gamers overall, or do you think this was a bad decision by the FTC, or I'm sorry, by the judge?
I mean, I think it's a great decision because Xbox made it known that they want to share as much as possible. They've never been like, we're only keeping our games for ourselves. And I think it's one thing to really recognize is it not only is going to get games that were only on PC, hopefully over to console. I mean, that's the beauty now, is we have a merger, especially with games that might not be as big on console that now have a shot. And I think Phil Spencer and Xbox needed this win, first off. And I think it's just only going to help them grow. And it's overall, I think, an amazing thing for gaming community.
Absolutely. They talked about this going to 140 additional gamers, right? So that's going to be coming to Switch, they said, to streaming from smart televisions. So it's going to have a bigger audience, a way bigger audience than it ever has had. That being said, more people will be gaming, more people will be playing Call of Duty, Overwatch, etc. It's better overall for the gaming industry. Now, a lot of people that will watch this video will probably say we're fanboys of Xbox. And we sound that way most of the time, but we are neutral parties. And we're looking at the bigger picture here. Call of Duty is not leaving PlayStation. Overwatch is not leaving PlayStation. Now, that does not mean any new IPs won't leave PlayStation. That's excluded. That's not what this FTC case was about. It was specifically about their current library. So any new game coming out from Activision going forward, that's a new IP, may not come to PlayStation. But let's be real, that was most likely given. Most of us expected that from the beginning. The biggest thing here was they wanted Call of Duty. They wanted Call of Duty. They wanted Call of Duty. That's all they talked about. Call of Duty. They didn't mention Overwatch very often. They didn't mention Diablo, World of Warcraft. It's like they didn't care about these huge IPs that they own. They cared about Call of Duty. And guess what? Staying there. Guess what? They don't have to worry anymore. Jim Ryan, guess what, buddy? I'm gonna keep saying guess what on purpose. You got what you wanted. You're getting Call of Duty. Now build something that's more competitive, that can fight Call of Duty. You have the teams. You have Naughty Dog, for example, right? You now have Bungie. You can make a competitive shooter just as good. Do it. Stop talking and do it. That's my word of advice to Jim.
I think another thing too, just to point out, is I don't think they should have ever been worried, because I think if Jim would have played nice the whole time, there'd be no worry that this is only going to be all exclusive. And that's just my opinion. I just think it's insane to think like they had to go to the lengths they did to only complain about Call of Duty, like you said. Like Call of Duty, a game with its own issues that people buy no matter what on every system. But I mean, there's more out there than just one game, and I think that's one of the biggest jokes about this whole entire thing. Yeah,
you're 100% correct. Going back to what I just said, right? Ultimately, it was all about Call of Duty for him. And in my, in our opinion, and in majority of people's opinion that were looking at this from the outside, who weren't just siding with PlayStation, right? We're like, hey, this is actually a really good move. And ultimately, this is going to play a huge factor in the gaming industry for the positive.
Yeah.
And it really will. It really will. But hey, I think that's all we wrote, right? I mean, overall, we it's over. It's finally
this
over.
Is end.
Yeah.
End. Signed, sealed, book it. Deal will probably be processed by the end of the day.
Oh, for sure. Joking about that, like they already had the contracts all typed. I mean, ready to go and to be signed. I'm sure it will be good. The only other hurdle is the CMA, which that doesn't really matter because Microsoft's an American company. So they got over the main hurdle, which was the FTC, and they're good to go. Well, hats off to Phil Spencer. Great fight. Obviously, Xbox is 100% right in this. They knew what they were doing. And congrats.
Can't wait.
Phil, if you're watching this, please like and subscribe. Well, everyone should like and subscribe. But Phil, hit us up so we can do an interview. Please.
Please.
Help us grow. But all right, nitwits.
Peace, love, and chicken grease.